How do you feel when you see these photos of the aborted rat fetuses?
I'm angry about the treatment of animals.
So what do you feel when you see this photo? Does it make you angry?
No, it's a choice.
I don't know, it's a woman's right to do what they want, so.
This photo doesn't bother you?
No.
But the aborted rat fetuses bothered you?
Yeah.
Why?
They seemed unnecessary because there wasn't for a good reason.
It is wrong to cause a sentient being to suffer pain. All animals are sentient beings. They have life. They have the right to live.
What is this photo I'm showing
it's about people choosing to plan their family. Women should have the right to choose their autonomy, their bodily autonomy.
It's their bodies, and they can do whatever they want with
Do you care where these animals are going right here?
Yes, because they don't have a choice.
We're here today at an Earth Day festival asking animal rights activists what upsets them more, a photo of chickens about to be slaughtered or a photo of people about to be slaughtered. Let's go. What do you feel when you see this photo?
Well, I feel severe anger. I actually became a vegetarian when I was 24, and I'm 48 now because of farm factory industry and the slaughter practices that happen. I think that people should be enraged, and I think that it's important that people shop with their their dollar and pay attention to the organizations that they're buying from, because there are organizations that are more humane with how they treat animals.
Furthermore, there's things like this happening. These are rat fetuses that were aborted out of their mother so they could be experimented on. And did you know that was happening?
No, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel when you see these photos of the aborted rat fetuses?
I mean, I think that
Are you disgusted?
Yeah, I'm angry about the treatment of animals. So
Absolutely.
it's not about the abortion. It's about how the rat lives, how it's treated, how it meets its fate at the end of its life. So
Right.
yeah.
To be experimented on, and you know.
It's gross.
So what do you feel when you see this photo?
I feel like women are going into a clinic.
Does it make you angry?
No, it's a choice.
Choice to do what?
Choice to end
What?
Hey, Gabe.
What are you doing?
A choice to end what?
It's a choice. It's a choice that women have
To do what?
to have. It's a right to medical health care. It's a right to an abortion.
What happens to those babies?
They're aborted, and you know what happens to those babies.
Yeah. How
And
do you
it's legal
feel?
in the United States, and it should be legal in the United States.
But doesn't it make you angry when that happens to humans? But why are animals more important than humans, ma'am? These are rat fetuses that were aborted from a mother rat to be experimented on to see the effects of essential oil.
Seems very unnecessary.
Unnecessary, right?
Yeah, it looks awful. Like,
Yeah, and they killed the mother too.
oh, no.
They were
shouldn't
20,
do that.
20 days old. Let me ask you this. How do you feel when you see this photo?
That, I don't know, it's a woman's right to do what they want, so.
This photo doesn't bother you?
No.
But the aborted rat fetuses bothered you?
Yeah.
Why?
They seemed unnecessary because there wasn't for a good reason.
What good reason would these women have to go abort their children?
It depends on their situation, I don't know. It's not, that would be up to them.
So what upsets you more? The rat fetuses that were aborted? Or the fetuses that are about to be aborted here in this photo?
The rat fetuses.
Why so? Explain that to me.
Just because it didn't seem like there was a good cause for it.
We're asking people to look at some images of what's happening to life in this country.
That's a great question, because life is all interconnected between human, animals, and nature.
Absolutely.
And all animals are sentient beings. They have life. They have the right to live. And when we live veganism, we are putting that kindness and compassion into action. Because, as you know, talk is cheap, but our actions speak louder than our words.
Absolutely.
But we're also being kind to the animals and also kind to the nature. So
How do
please
you
consider
feel
going vegan.
when you see this photo of the
Yeah,
chicken?
this is a very abhorring. This is torture to the sentient beings. And chickens, when they get to know you, they purr like cats. But we love dogs and cats, but we torment the chicken. And do you know that seitan, jackfruit, eggplant, mushrooms, tofu with some herbs and spices can easily taste like chicken. So we can easily replicate the taste.
And then there's pigs going into the slaughterhouse. They're experimenting on beagles.
Yeah.
I wanted you to say to the audience, how do you feel when you see these images?
Yeah, it's very shocking. We normalize violence, and then when we consume violence, we have stress, we have high cortisol, we have prone to heart disease, diabetes, and cancer.
This right here is a rat fetus that they were experimenting on. So they did an abortion on a rat mother and to experiment on her fetuses. Have you even heard of anything like that before?
Yeah, this is very common practice to do experimentation on dogs and or cats.
On fetuses,
on fetuses, yeah.
like perform abortions on them, and
Yeah, but
I
we
mean,
now
if you
have
could look at the camera,
technology,
tell me how terrible that is. Like,
Yeah,
what is the injustice?
It is wrong because it is wrong to cause a sentient being to suffer pain. And now we have technologies, we have organs on a chip so that you can experiment. We have artificial intelligence, we have CRISPR. So we have the technology to not have these experiments on sentient being, but we can simulate these models and learn from that.
What do you think about this photo? If you watch Liberty Hangout, you already know this isn't just about culture. It's about power. We spend a lot of time on the street talking to people who trust the system way more than it deserves. They believe money just works, institutions are neutral, and central planners always know best. History says otherwise. Big government spending, endless debt, and monetary experiments don't just hurt the economy, they quietly erode the value of your savings. That's why we believe in something simple and real. Physical gold and silver from American Hartford Gold. Gold doesn't rely on government credibility, it's held value through inflation, collapses in every failed experiment, and centralized control. American Hartford Gold has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of 5-star reviews. You can have gold and silver shipped straight to your door or stored securely in a tax-advantaged gold IRA if you're thinking about protecting your future. And right now, when you call and mention that I sent you, you could get up to $20,000 in free silver with your first purchase. Call 855-799-8989 or text Liberty to 65532. Freedom isn't just about speech or self-defense. It's about independence. And owning something real is one of the simplest ways to keep it. What do you think about this photo?
Yeah, we need to be consistent that because we humans.
Well, what is this photo I'm showing
it's about people choosing to plan their family.
Well,
So-
what's going on here?
Let me finish answering it. So we humans have an agency that we can plan our life. So we humans have the ability to either give birth to a sentient being or say no to a birth to a sentient being. So women should have the right to choose their autonomy, their bodily autonomy.
What's going on
so
here?
We need to say wrong to forceful impregnation and slaughter of sentient beings. That's our job of having that empathy and consistency into action. When we say no to animal slaughter, when we say no to rape and murder of sentient beings, we're living an ethical life. So I hope you find some decency and kindness in your heart and go vegan. Peace.
Well, what about the abortion clinic, sir? What about those sentient beings? Okay, all right. So we're just walking away when we're confronted with this type of slaughter that's going on here. Interesting times. What do you think about this photo and what's happening
They
here?
are beautiful.
What's beautiful about this?
The women.
And where are they going into?
I don't care.
Can you
where they're
read?
going into. I don't care where they're going. I don't care. It's
Okay.
their bodies,
Okay.
and they can do whatever they want with
Do you care where these animals are going right here? Do you care where these animals are going?
Yes, because they don't have a choice.
Okay.
The women have a choice.
Do these babies in the womb have a choice about where they're about to go?
How do you know that those people are going to have an abortion?
So these women are pregnant and they're going into an abortion clinic. What
You're doing
happens
it
in abortion
again, my
clinics?
darling. You see, the thing is, I don't care what happens in abortion clinics.
But
I
you
have
care what
never
happens
been
in
to an
slaughterhouses for
abortion-
cows.
I've been to a slaughterhouse.
And you care about what happens there.
I care what happens there because they are not able to make their own decisions. When a woman
these
can
children
make her
able to
own
make their-
those women are way too pregnant to be having an abortion
Why?
because it's a stupid idea. You can't have an abortion at that exactly.
Yes, you
it
can.
looks like.
Yes, you can.
Yes, if there's
Yeah.
a problem with the mother.
Nope.
If the mother is going to die.
What's
or
this
if there is
photo?
I don't care what that photo is.
Just so you guys know, I'm not going to show the audience. This is a 7-week-old baby who was aborted violently, and you see their little fingers sitting on a quarter.
How do you know?
This is a baby at 22 weeks. Have you ever seen that?
No. Yes, quite a lot.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think it's messy.
Messy. But would you fight to make it illegal to do this to these?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because it's not my choice. I have never been pregnant. I don't want to be pregnant. I adopted children.
Explain to the camera what you're looking at.
I am looking at a very rude woman who refuses to take no for an answer.
This is a 22-week-old baby fetus in the womb that was aborted violently with drugs and forceps.
Honestly, who hurt you?
The abortion industry hurts women.
Well, if that's, then why are you not attacking them?
Why do you care less about
Why
this
are you not
person
attacking
than
them?
you do chickens going into the slaughterhouse?
I care about everybody, but I don't know who that person is. I don't know why that happened to them. I do know why the animals are taken into a slaughterhouse.
Why?
So you can eat them.
Okay, and why are children being aborted and tortured and torn apart like that photo I showed you?
I don't know that they are.
They are.
Well, I don't know that.
You do know that.
No, I don't. I literally do not know anything about them. It is not my
I
lane.
just showed you a photo of that.
Sweetheart, I can show you a picture of the Loch Ness Monster if you want. Give me a second, but that's not going
Do
to
you
mean
think that
it's
this
real.
is fake?
Yes. How should I know? I don't know if any of those are real. I don't know if any.
Can you believe women and just believe me?
No.
Let's pretend that it is real.
Okay, let's pretend it's real.
Shouldn't this be illegal?
I think that whoever has done this particular picture has staged it sort of badly.
PETA, how are you? Give your spiel to our audience. Tell us why they should support PETA and donate.
Well, what are you about?
I'm about free speech.
Okay.
And I am against abusing animals.
That's awesome.
Would you look at the camera and give your spiel to convince them? I don't have any more room to hold anything.
Okay.
But could you look at the camera?
No, but you can go on our website at PETA.org to find out
What
you
does
need
PETA
to know.
stand for?
People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals.
Okay.
But have a good day. Good luck.
What do you think about this treatment of an
Have
animal?
a good day. Good luck.
Yeah. What does anybody want to have any say about these aborted fetuses of rats being experimented on? Is this wrong?
Please have a great day.
What does it scream to you?
I mean, cruelty. It just, it makes me want to cry.
Yeah. I mean that's an easy way to say it.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you look at this photo right here?
Fine. Feel okay.
You don't want to cry over this?
Well, I am thinking to myself that most likely they are not there for an abortion if they're that far along.
Well, what if they are?
I'm one of those people who believe that it's their choice to do it. So,
But is it our choice to treat chickens like this and abuse them?
well, they don't choose what's happening to them.
Do the
These
babies
ladies do.
choose? Do the babies choose what's happening to them?
No, they don't. No.
Doesn't that make you sad?
Well, of course it does. Yeah. This is not something that I personally would do, but I don't think that it's my right to tell other people what.
Do you have the right to tell someone not to abuse their chickens and abuse their cows?
I mean, I would prefer that they did it.
Yeah. But if you saw it happening, you'd say, don't do that.
Sure.
But if you saw a woman going to abort her child, you would feel, she has every right to do that.
Well, again, I'm inclined to say that a very large amount of people would not be that pregnant and going into
It's about 4,000 people a year. Yeah, going for late-term abortions, and that's just what's recorded back to us because not every state is required to do that.
Sure.
Does that bother you?
I'm not comfortable talking about this anymore.
Does it bother you?
Asking this question is bothering me. So,
Why does it bother you less when it's happening to people than when it's happening to beagles and chickens and cows?
I'm not saying that it doesn't bother me, but I feel like you're doing kind of a bait and switch here, and I don't want to get into this.
I'm just testing your consistency. For the audience, how do you feel when you see this? Like they're bloodied and...
I don't have to see it to feel really dreadful about how we treat our poultry. They're never ever cages their whole life.
Exactly.
They're used just as almost
It's sad.
not a an animal. They don't even treat them as animals.
Yeah, they're like sub-animal. They're being treated below animals, right? These are more photos. These are pigs headed to the slaughterhouse. This is a beagle being experimented on. I mean, just what's your gut telling you about this?
Just obviously, I think just generally animals need to be treated more humanely. We seem to think that just because we're going to eat them, we don't need to treat them humanely up to that point.
How do you feel when you see this photo?
Devastated.
Why does that devastate you?
Because of how we've allowed the current legislature to take that away from women. We have fought for it.
Oh, it says keep abortion illegal.
Yeah.
So you feel devastated not because of what's about to happen to the children, but you feel devastated that this is illegal?
I feel devastated that abortion is not a choice for women anymore.
Have you ever seen this happen to people?
I don't know what to say about that.
You had a lot to say about the chickens. What do you say about this 22-week-old fetus that was aborted?
I find that disgustingly and horrible, but why do you even show that to people?
Because behind me, you have a sign that says keep abortion legal. And when I showed you women in the 3rd trimester going to an abortion clinic, you were sad that this has become illegal here in Florida. This is what you want.
They did not have a choice in an early stage.
Well, what about this photo? How does this make you feel?
I'm not even going to comment because I think you're putting words in people's mouths, so I think you should leave.
Well, in your words, what upsets you more, this photo of an abortion or what happens to chickens? And what good cause would be to do this to a human?
She gotta work. Let her work, please.
It would, like I said, it would depend on that woman's circumstances.
Maybe she just didn't want to be pregnant anymore.
Maybe she didn't choose to be pregnant in the first place.
Well, what if she just didn't? Maybe she did choose to be pregnant and she decided she didn't want to be anymore. Does that bother? How do you feel when you see that photo?
I mean, that looks awful because it's blood and just looks gross. But
Right. That looks gross, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This baby is 22 weeks gestated. That's an abortion. That's the reality of what's happening out here when women go into abortion clinics. How do you feel when you see that?
I mean, it saddens me.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like that. It's sad for the baby.
It is sad for the baby?
Yeah.
Okay. What makes you feel more sad, seeing the chickens and the cows or this baby?
The baby, because it's a human.
Right. So does this person deserve legal protections under our law?
I think it depends on the timing of when the abortion happens and if they're a baby, or depends on the timing.
Have you ever seen this before?
No,
You've never seen what an abortion is.
not like that.
What upsets you more? What happens to chickens or what happens to people?
I am a nurse. I know that's a lie.
Okay.
I know that most abortions, 96%, are when the fetus is this big.
Yeah.
This is a Photoshop.
I have a photo of that too, right here.
Yeah.
Now, actually, Debbie says to not talk to any other people right now, please.
Okay.
What's her
Words in your mouth.
You don't want to be misunderstood.
Oh, I don't want to misunderstand you. You're okay with abortions happening that look like this?
Here you go.
That's a lie.
Please don't.
So you're not okay with it.
Okay. Thank you.
I want to get your words for what they are. You have a sign here that says keep abortion legal,
Safe and legal.
but you're okay with this. I'm not even going to show the camera because it's so gruesome. Oh, you don't want to look at it. Isn't that funny? You don't want to look at this. And this is what, you won't look at what you want to keep legal? Look at it, ma'am.
No.
Why not?
Because it's a lie.
This isn't what abortion does? Prove me wrong. This is a 7-week-old fetus that was aborted. You can see the hands. What am I looking at?
I don't know what you're looking at, but I don't know what that's photoshopped with. I'm not talking to you. And you're very aggressive, and I don't want to talk to you, and you're very wrong. And I'm sorry to see a woman, so deluded. It's sad.
How am I deluded?
That's it.
You guys have keep abortion legal outside your tent, and you won't even look at what you support. You won't even look at it. You put your hand up. This is a 7-week-old baby in the womb. You can see their fingers. They're bloodied fingers, guys. What? I am just appalled right now. I'm literally appalled. And then they have a sign that says "Stop Racism" now. Guess where Planned Parenthood puts their abortion facilities? Inside black communities. 400,000 black children are aborted every single year. And black women only make up about 6% of our population in America. Stop racism, but boy, we want to keep it legal to kill them before they're even born. What a shame. What a shame you guys are out here advocating for this and you won't look at it. Disgusting and shameful. All right. Okay, we're good. Now we've got enough. Are you anti-abortion yet?
So I think that like my focus is on animals, primarily farmed animals raised for so-called food. Because most people, including you, are participating in this every single day, multiple times a day. I don't really, I have 3 children. My youngest are 3 and 1.
Beautiful.
So like I'm not having abortions. If I was, I wouldn't be doing it every day. But like the majority of people are participating in this completely unnecessary violence.
What's more important?
I don't think it's a matter of what's more important.
What's more important, that this is happening to people? Or that this is happening to cows? Which is more important?
So I think that all life is important.
Okay,
and
so you are anti-abortion.
So I think that all life is important, and I think that we should all do our best to not participate in unnecessary exploitation, violence, and killing to the best of our abilities.
So you're anti-abortion? Are you pro-life?
I don't discuss my other beliefs because
these are people.
So many people. Yeah, but
you're
like
pro-life. Could you just look at the camera? Tell us what you think of. Are you pro-life? Are you proud to say that?
We are animals too.
So are you pro-life?
Why are you not vegan yet? Is my question.
Why aren't you anti-abortion?
If you are pro-life, why are you not vegan yet?
Yeah, I never said I was pro-life. I'm anti-abortion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not pro-life.
I'm anti-abortion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you anti-abortion?
So Kaitlin, because
it's a yes or no.
I mean, for me, it's not, because I'm a vegan animal rights and liberation activist, and there's a lot of division over all different controversial topics.
Yeah.
So I typically don't speak about my religious beliefs, my political beliefs.
This isn't a religious belief.
But I typically don't speak about any controversial topics unless they directly relate to non-human animals.
You get upset when animals are treated in this terrible, gruesome, violent way, but you look at a human being and you're going to tell me...
I'm looking at a picture right now. There's no human being.
This is a picture of a human being.
Yes, it is. Maybe. I don't know.
And what condition are they in?
I have no idea.
Tell the camera what condition this person is in.
I have no idea what condition they're in. I don't
You were in denial. You were in straight up denial. So you were the organizer. Your name is Malila.
Yes.
Vegetarians of Central Florida. They cannot sit here and even recognize what a 22-week... Of what?
I don't know, baby. I have no idea.
It's a 22-week-old fetus
who
was violently aborted. Okay.
How do I know?
Do you believe this photo?
Do I believe that looks like chickens? Or
you
hens?
were in such denial. This is so sad.
I have no idea how old they are.
Basically, just showing you photos of really basic photos of hens and chickens on their way to be slaughtered.
Yeah.
How does it feel? How do you feel when you see this photo of what they're about to do and how they're treating these animals?
I mean,
obviously not good. No one feels good about it.
No.
No. You can't.
Right. These are more photos of what's going on to animals, and this is all legal. These are pigs about to be sent to slaughter. They'll be in a gas chamber.
Yeah.
And they'll literally be killed from the inside out.
Wow. Gotcha. Yeah.
Did you guys know this was happening?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You know
okay,
about
so you
that.
guys are aware.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And
I think we're all pretty aware of the issue at hand.
Absolutely.
However, presenting a valuable solution is quite difficult these days. But
what do you guys think about these people going into a slaughterhouse?
I think this is an abortion clinic. Not the same as a slaughterhouse.
Oh, how not?
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly what you mean by that question, but...
Well, what happens in an abortion clinic?
I don't think it's a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you guys call it?
People just an abortion clinic, yeah.
Okay, what happens in an abortion clinic?
Typically people, they perform abortions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do we call that?
Rid of unwanted pregnancies.
Unwanted. Yeah. How do you feel looking at this photo?
Totally normal.
That's not how women go into abortion clinics. You can never get an abortion that late in pregnancy.
Yes, you can.
Not legally.
Yes, you can.
That late in pregnancy, she's at least 7 months.
You can go to California or you can go to New York. You can just cross state lines and get one. You could actually go up to Canada and they have unrestricted access to abortion no matter what.
Well, that's Canada's issue.
For sure. But anyway, we actually have
Well,
places to go.
why doesn't this make you sad, but the chickens and the cows make you sad?
Yeah,
Sir, could you answer the
that's
question?
all good. No, I'm okay.
Why do you care more about animals than humans?
I am not afraid. I will live for liberation, 'cause I know why I was made. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. I will fight for love and justice, 'cause I know why I was made.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
We're doing a very powerful video right now where we're asking people, how do they feel when they see how animals are treated?
I gotta keep going.
I'll walk with you. I'll walk with you. Oh, you're a female priest. Okay. As a female priest, what do you think about this photo?
I'm not afraid. I am not. I'm right in the middle of doing this.
What do you think about this? A female priest, what do you think?
Justice, 'cause I know why I was made.
Hey, you're too handsome to act like this, okay? That mustache was not meant for this. I would love a female priestess to denounce abortion. What do you guys think about this?
I know why I was made.
Yeah, I know. She said, what's a female priest? We're all asking the same question. What the hell is a female priest? It doesn't exist. She's literally cosplaying. These people, a bunch of cosplayers here today. That's incredible. That's what's happening at 7 weeks. Describe to the camera. I'm not going to show them. What do you see here?
I can't really tell what it is. It just looks bloody.
That's a baby's
Yeah.
arm.
Okay. Yeah.
And it fits inside of a quarter.
Tiny, yeah.
Yeah. So when I showed you the photo of the women going to the abortion clinic, you told me it doesn't bother you at all because it's their right to do that. After seeing these photos, has your mind changed at all?
No, I still think it's a woman's right to make that decision, but I think it, depending on the timing of when that's happening and their pregnancy.
Well, is it a human's right to abuse an animal or send them to a gas chamber?
No.
So why isn't it a right for a human to do that to an animal, but it's a human's right to do it to another human?
Like I said, it just depends on the timing of it. So
Anytime.
there's a difference.
At any time.
Well, there's a difference between what stage of the pregnancy they're in.
At what point is it not a human?
I don't know that much because I'm not a scientist.
You know,
so
I
don't
showed
know.
you the rat fetuses, and that bothered you quite a bit, right?
Like I said, because of the purpose of it, it didn't seem, if they were testing it to cure cancer versus an essential oil, it would be different.
Okay. In what circumstances would you be okay with them doing what I showed you in the photos to people?
Like I said, earlier in a pregnancy, or if there was, depends on like the person was raped, that's a specific reason, or I mean, there's other legitimate reasons. There's a health concern for the mother's life. It just depends. There's a lot of different situations.
They kill 36,500 pigs there a day. Most of them are 6 months old. More intelligent, more socially and emotionally complex than cats and dogs.
Sure.
More intelligent than 3 and 4-year-old human children.
Sure.
They are being rendered unconscious. At this facility. 90 to 95% of the pigs in our country, but at this facility, they're being rendered unconscious in a gas chamber.
Okay.
We can hear them screaming from the gas chambers.
I've seen the videos. It's gruesome.
Yeah, it is gruesome. They're being burned alive from the inside out with carbon dioxide to the point where they struggle so violently that they rip their own feet and hooves off. I want to know why you're not vegan yet.
Because I am okay with eating animals, and I'm okay with doing that.
Lives.
Why aren't you anti-abortion?
So you care about these unborn babies.
I am answering
and
every one of your question. I'm not going to continue talking to you if you don't answer mine. If you don't answer this next question, I'm walking away from you. What bothers you more? A photo of this 22-week-old violently aborted person or the pigs tearing their hooves off?
We are all animals.
Answer the question
We
or
are
I'm
all
walking away
animals.
from you.
You can
Which
walk
one
away.
bothers you more?
We're all animals. I'm bothered by all suffering. I'm bothering
So
by...
why aren't you anti-abortion yet?
So I focus on animals because, like I told you earlier, everyone is participating.
You're not answering
in
the
this.
question. I'm moving on to people
I am
who can
answering
answer.
the question.
Which one bothers
We're
you more? Which one bothers you more?
Well, the magnitude of what's happening to animals and it's affecting humans. Do you understand that 1 American is dying every 32 seconds on average from heart disease, a preventable and reversible condition?
So you care about humans dying, right?
Of
Is that a
course I
yes?
do.
Then what about these
8,000
children?
innocent
There are thousands of humans
Then let's
aborted
talk about-
every day.
Let's talk about the children under 5 years old. 8,000 of them dying of malnutrition, under 5 years old every day. Nothing to do with any wars, from starvation. And I'm confident that with all the abilities and capabilities that our species has, we should be able to import and export.
Thank you for your time.
I don't know why they're all going in. They may be going in for informational purposes. Finding out their rights, finding out what they're allowed to do. So I don't know the outcome of that. So that would depend on what's happening.
Okay. Well, a woman that pregnant, she might be going in to seek information.
I mean, like I said,
Does it matter if she's seeking information to do that crazy stuff to her baby?
I mean, they can get the information and then make that decision if they're legally allowed to do it or not.
Should they be legally allowed to do that to their child?
Depends on the situation. That doesn't change my answer.
Should we ever be legally allowed to abuse an animal?
No.
So, no, we can't do it to animals, but sure as hell we can do it to people.
Like I said, it's affecting 2 people's lives, so it's a different situation. So if that woman's health is at risk over the baby, doesn't that change it?
No, we're not talking. No, it doesn't. We're not talking. We're not talking about.
If the mother could die if she has the baby, that doesn't change the
What
situation.
situation does that happen in?
There are health situations where
Like what?
I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to claim
I'm not
to be
either.
something I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know enough to know there are situations where a mother's life is at risk if they continue the pregnancy.
So why
in
do we
that
have to?
situation,
Why do we have to go in and end their life first before caring for the mother? Why can't we try to save both lives?
Potentially, you can't save both.
Not all the time.
Or potentially, they're both not going to make it if you don't do something sooner.
Well, the point of the video here today was to see if I could get people to adhere to consistency. I'm not here to debate abortion, so that's not the point of the video. But so you've never seen those photos of an abortion?
Not like that graphic.
Yeah. It's
No.
sad, isn't it?
I'm a gay man, so I don't deal with that personally.
Oh, have you ever had a slave?
Have I ever had a slave? No.
Do you think slavery is wrong?
Yes, it's very wrong.
Well, you've never had a slave, and you're not black, so why would you? You're not going to deal with that as a white man, right?
I just don't have to deal with those personal decisions. That's something other
Like
people
slave
do.
owners have to deal with personal decisions of how many slaves to own. Like you're never going to do that, but you still care, and you think slavery is wrong. You should care
I do
about
care about the
humans
baby.
in this
I'm
country.
a teacher. I care about kids. That's what I do all the time.
Oh my. Oh my. You should care about them the second that they're conceived in their mother's womb, because they are all children and they matter, and they matter so much.
I do care. I don't want anyone to be aborted, but like I said, there's circumstances that require it that you don't want to admit to, but we're not debating.
If you could tell me.
I'm not a doctor. I mean, like I said, it's putting the woman's life at risk.
Oh, that's fine.
That's
I would love to discuss that with you, but that's not the point of the video here today. So
what is the point of the video? I don't understand.
to show that people care more about animals than they do humans.
Okay, well, I don't want my video being anywhere then.
We are going to publish it.
Well, I didn't consent to that. I'm not consenting to this being published.
It will be published.
Ma'am, I didn't consent to that. Do I have you sign somewhere that I consented?
So we're in public.
Okay, but I don't want to be recorded for this.
So you don't.
I want this deleted.
Why?
Because you're trying to trick me into saying things that are not what I'm saying.
I just asked you to advocate for humans
Can you
in the
stop
same level.
recording?
No.
Okay, then I'm walking away.
That's all you have to do.
This and do not publish this.
We're
going
gonna
to
publish
this. You cannot publish this. I do not want to.
So you're a teacher, right? You know what the First Amendment is, right? A teacher doesn't. What is he teaching his students? The First Amendment means that if you're in public, you might be recorded. And he talked to me for like 5 minutes, so that counts as consent.
10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes, even better. We doubled that time. So, silly little teacher.